After Trinity was shot, why did you leave instead of checking on her?
Because she's dead. I know dead when you see it.
We have an eyewitness to the murder of Trinity Parker in an abandoned home.
Who did it?
Yeah.
It was Daniel Jones.
We're running your bitch-ass mouth when you don't really know who you're with.
So, the word is that Trinity snitched on someone, and that's why she's been killed?
Yep.
We've got witnesses that just cannot tell us where Trinity's body is at. Without finding the body, we don't have a homicide case.
While trying to investigate Trinity Parker, we learned of a man named David Phillips and reported missing.
The man was found dead in a nature preserve on the east side of Anderson.
Based on the surveillance video, Daniel Jones escorted David Phillips down that trail to kill him.
Daniel pulled the trigger, right?
Yes. He shot Phillips in the head twice in front of me.
We've linked him to 2 murders now. He's the last piece of the puzzle.
This is going to be our interview. We've heard enough of the stories. Daniel Jones is going to be the key to finding Trinity. I don't need to sit here and make this case any stronger than it already is. Where's Trinity's body at? You just good over me?
Yeah, remember me from downstairs earlier?
There was no doubt in my mind that Daniel Jones was the person that had committed these crimes. But we're still doing our legwork and trying to connect the dots. So we want to talk to Vontress, again, to get more information to confront him with it.
We found out that Britney wasn't truthful in her initial statement.
Britney?
Did you drive somebody out to the nature preserve?
I did not drive. Then my nowhere.
During his interview, Jordan Zirkle actually told us that Britney was the one that drove up there. At this point, Trinity's body recovery was the top priority. So our tactic is to go back and say, well, you've lied about all this other stuff. Are you lying about not knowing where Trinity Parker is at? And then ultimately, we could use that information against Daniel Jones.
A lot of stuff you were saying was absolutely true, but there was one other little detail that you forgot. Hold on, listen to me. And I don't know if it's because of fear, Brittany. I don't know if it's because you're scared. I don't know if it's because you're afraid of somebody or if you're afraid of retaliation. What I do know is that I can look at you right now and you know what I'm talking about. So here's where we're going.
I don't. This is what I'm saying. I don't want you to talk about it.
Okay.
Help me.
Let's rewind back to the other day.
That day, I'm telling you, I was not there with all of them there. I know that for a fact.
Brittany, there was at some point you guys were all together, and David was there also. Okay. Here's where I just want you to be honest with me, because it's going to make it makes a difference on your part. It actually makes a big difference. Because if you're honest with us,
I have been. I'm so scared for my life. I'm sitting here talking to y'all about this mother down there, knowing what he's done, and I'm still here trying to talk to y'all. And I'm lying though.
Her demeanor, her actions, her excited utterances that she would make that really didn't say anything. I knew that she was lying again.
That nature preserve that you said you don't know what it is. Maybe you don't know what it is. Maybe you don't know. But do you know nature? Did you know the nature preserve has a camera in it? So there's a camera. And let me ask you this: is there any reason or any way that you're going to be on that footage?
I don't think so. It was not there.
Okay, you don't think so? Well. We do know. We do know that the moment right now. I'll let you talk for a second. Brittany, listen to me. Brittany, this is your chance where you can tell me, and it has a big impact on what happens later. Okay, especially with you. But I need you to be honest with me, Brittany. You've got to be honest with me. And if you're not going to be honest with me,
I'm telling you.
Brittany, there was a car that was driven out to the nature preserve.
Okay.
Okay. I know who was driving it. You know who was driving it, and I know the people that was in the car. So this is where I'm looking. I can only give you so many chances, Brittany.
I don't
either.
know what nature preserve is.
Okay, you might not know what the nature preserve is, okay? But there was a time at this point this week where you was in a car, and you was driving a car. And there was several other people in that car, and you are aware of what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. And right now you're deciding in your head right now. You're trying to think, do I want to be honest with you?
No, I'm not thinking that in my head. Right now, I'm trying to tell you the truth, and you guys keep on thinking I'm lying to you, and I'm done with it. Like, if you guys are not going to believe me, I just want a lawyer, and we can be done talking. Like, I've sat here, and I don't give a about footage. I've been sitting here, I've been honest with you guys, and I'm still honest. Okay? I'm not snapping, I don't really give a but I'm telling you this. I don't know about that place.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about it.
Are you telling me you want a lawyer? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you I don't know about that place.
Are you telling me that you
I
want a
don't
lawyer? I'm not trying to say that you was back there when it happened. I'm not trying to say that you watched it happen, but you drove them there. And at one point, Phillips was there, and there was three men that went down a trail, and only 2 came back out, and you drove them there. That's what I want you to tell me about. You didn't see it happen, I know that. Look at me, I'm not trying to say you did. I know you didn't, because you guys left. I know that. Now tell me about it. Don't be. This is that time where honesty is in your favor. And Brittany, I understand that you're scared that you don't want to tell me, but you got put into a really bad situation, didn't you?
I want my mom. Please, can I talk to my mom? I want my mom, please.
Phillips was there, and at one point he was gone, so he wasn't there anymore. Okay, so what I want you to do is tell me about, because I know you guys weren't there when it happened.
I want my mom.
Brittany,
I want my mom, please.
I want you to talk to me.
I want my mom, please. I will talk to you, just tell me my mom.
What, you want to talk to her? Give me just a second, okay?
I want my mom.
Okay, give me just a second.
It's a gamble. I didn't want her mom to start answering questions on her behalf, especially if I was getting somewhere. But I believed that she was going to be done if I didn't let her speak with her mom.
Mommy.
I'll let you guys talk.
Mommy, I promise. I didn't do it. I told him everything. You was driving the car, Mommy, I swear. I did not drive the car. Mom, I don't lie to you, and you know I don't lie to you, Mom. I know it. I don't lie to you. They said you drove the car. 3 went in and 2 came out. Do you think I want to see my kid go to jail? I didn't do it.
Brittany? You told me to let you talk to your mom. You want your mom to stay in here? I'm okay with that.
I didn't do it.
Brittany.
Brittany, listen to him.
Brittany.
Listen to him.
This is where we're at, Brittany. You drove 3 men and dropped 3 men off, and only 2 got back in the car.
Be honest with me, Brittany.
Because I know you weren't there. I know you wasn't there when the trigger was pulled. I know that.
Brittany, please. I'm going to sit here and puke. Brittany, I can't do this.
Where did you drop him off at, Brittany?
Tell this man.
This This is where we're at, Brittany. You was driving a car. I know you wasn't there when it happened. I know you wasn't. I'm not trying to say that you was. Okay?
Please let me talk, okay? I'm doing it. Let me do this. Just give me a minute. I dropped him off with Tintin. Wait, son.
Brittany, you understand that you lied, though, and we found out it's true. Initially, you said you didn't drive him anywhere. Yes, you did. Because you told me you didn't drive him anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
I lied. You know what? Maybe.
Britney was responsible for this because she drove them there. Jones is telling Phillips that he's going to kill him. The gun was out in the car. Everyone knows what's going on. After it's over, then Britney notifies nobody. She just doesn't care. So after having a good understanding of her involvement with Phillips's murder, we shift our attention then to Trinity.
The Trinity Parker thing?
I don't know what he told me on that. I told y'all everything I knew about that. I don't know what else. I told him something.
Did Jordan ever mention anything about that to you?
I don't know if Jordan had anything to do with it.
No, did Jordan ever mention anything to you about it? He never did?
He never did. No, Dan told me.
Where did it happen?
I don't know. We didn't say nothing else about it. They didn't tell me about it until after the fact, like 2 days later when he started bragging back for.
Ultimately, I felt she was telling the truth. She just cannot tell us where Trinity's body is at.
God, this is ridiculous, though. I've been honest and all. I walk with you, and you arrest me instead of just walking me down there. We're just gonna walk you down. That's stupid, though. Like for real, for real?
It's frustrating. We were no closer to finding Trinity Parker than we were on the first day. We were set back to kind of square one in this case.
Trinity Parker was my third child, my daughter. She was cute, really cute, always grinning. Smart. Oh my goodness, she was so smart. Trinity would express every feeling she had with every part of her being. If she loved you, you never doubted it because it just radiated. Trinity's joy came from her children. Being a mother was her wish come true, and she was so proud of them.
Trinity was an incredible mom. She was one of those where you could stick her with babysitting, 8, 10 kids, and she would have them all under control, and they'd all be laughing and having fun, and she'd be loving every minute of it. She loved kids.
Be right back in here with you in a second.
Everything we've heard about him is that he's this intimidating guy. He likes to run the show. And ultimately, I wasn't going to let him do that. The only thing that's going to help him at this point is to help us find Trinity.
All right, so you know where you're at right now, right?
Hell, I know where I'm at.
So we're at Madison County Sheriff's Department.
This is the first time I've ever been here, dude. I've been arrested for petty man, auto theft and like that. I don't get into missing persons and all that. And now I'm in bigger than what I ever thought I would be, because obviously you're looking at me as a suspect.
Yep.
And I don't even know this dude. I've never met this David dude.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you right off the beginning. I usually don't do it this way when I talk to people, but I'm gonna ask you right off the beginning. They're completely cooperative with everything, okay, that's going on. I'm gonna ask you to be cooperative with me and not lie, not bull around, okay?
I'll tell you the truth as far as I can.
Okay. Did you ever go somewhere with Britney, Taylor, Jordan, in particular, the nature preserve over on Rangeline?
No.
Okay. That was the last place David Phillips was seen alive.
Who?
David Phillips.
What the f*** is that?
Now keep in mind for a second, there's cameras out there as soon as you pull in the parking lot.
Me and my brother go out to Rangeline to walk the trails.
Right. And when you refer to brother, you talk about Jordan.
Yeah,
right?
We used to go, until he got with Britney, we used to go, God, 5-6 times a week. Just me and him walking trails.
Okay.
I mean, we never took anybody with us. We never did anything.
On this particular day, and like I told you, they're completely cooperative with everything that's going on, okay? So I know that the girls dropped you off, and I know that you, Jordan, and Phillips went to go walk the trails. What happened in the trails is what I want you to tell me what went on, because
they're telling you that me and Jordan and some other guy was out there on them trails. They're lying to you. I have never been on them trails, and actually, Jordan was the first one to take me to them trails.
Okay.
I have never.
Do you have any beef with any of these people? Because it sounds like you're pretty close to them.
No, not that I know of. I mean, I've done for Britney that could possibly get me in trouble.
Okay.
But, I mean, you know, her boyfriend, his name, they call him, he's in prison.
Mm-hmm.
He got jumped by some vice lords.
Mm-hmm.
I got their patches taken for jumping him. That was all.
Are you associated with the gang?
No.
Okay.
I'm blood family to the Outlaws, but I don't call on them for any type of help. I never have. My uncle was president of the Outlaw chapter here in Anderson. I don't get into that because that's too much for me.
Okay.
I don't get into the violence. I don't get into the guns. I don't get into the drugs. Even before I've had felonies, I've never owned a firearm. I don't like firearms.
Jones starts talking about his family members and being part of gangs, but yet he distances himself, saying that he's never owned a gun. He's not into violence, but yet he's arrested for a gun crime. He's trying to clean himself up and give himself a better image.
I don't get involved in it. And I'm honest, I've never met this David dude.
I told you these people are all cooperative. There's more people that are cooperative. Why would you be on the video of Arranged by Nature Preserve with all these people?
I went out there with Jordan and walked trails. But
Philip
was the only person.
Phillips was there. Phillips was there too. Okay, we've already verified that. Okay, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if I didn't have a lot more information.
I don't know.
The problem, what the issue is what you're willing to tell me. I'm here to try to get you to give me a statement. This is your opportunity to help yourself out. I don't need to sit here and make this case any stronger than it already is.
What?
If you want the opportunity to help yourself out,
for something?
yeah, everybody's being cooperative except for you. Tell me why Phillips is dead. While you guys are on the trails, you're on camera out there, the girls drop you off, you guys come back out of the trails and he's dead.
Why would a petty Annie Carthy that's never been in trouble for anything more serious than idiotic running from the police?
I'm not going to sit here and go through the entire case with you. I'm letting you know that I've got enough. You're going to get charged with 2 counts of murder, not just 1. This is your opportunity to talk about it. Cool. Sit down. Have a seat. You'll never see the light of day again, I guarantee you that. This is your one chance.
Really?
Yep.
So they're telling on me. Officer. Detective. Detective. Yeah. Why am I being blamed for this? Can I ask you that?
I've got a witness that saw you shoot Phillips.
That's bull.
Why is Phillips dead?
I have no idea.
Why were you on the trails with Phillips and your brother?
So you mean to tell me all 3 people are blaming this on me?
They're all sitting in jail right now for murder, for aiding you.
And they're blaming me?
Absolutely. And you know what? Their stories match up with everything. I told you there's video out there.
Okay, then why don't you put your cards on the table? You show me a statement that they're blaming me, bro, and I'll tell you everything.
Okay.
You can see he's challenging me. And ultimately, he had said the comment about lay your cards on the table. Okay, here's my cards. Here's all the information that you don't believe is going on.
Give me just a second.
I knew that I've got the royal flush. You want to see it? Here it is.
Here, PC affidavit on Jordan, PC affidavit on Taylor, PC affidavit on Britney. They're all sitting over there in a tank right now. All of them in, they all say the same thing. They're sitting over there for aid induced causing a murder. Phillips's autopsy was conducted. There's a projectile in his head. The projectile, we both know is going to come back to this gun. The gun that you're arrested for. You told him that there's a problem with, you didn't like Phillips. The reason you didn't like Phillips is because you're trying to get to Roberts, because Roberts witnessed something else. This is your opportunity to try to help yourself out. Jordan witnessed you shoot Phillips. No.
I'm talking to him. He's not paying attention to me at all. He's focused in on what that affidavit says. All these people that he's intimidated have turned on him and given a statement against him. And I think this is where he feels he's backed into a corner and he's got one of two options: tell the truth or make up another story.
Tell me the story. Did they set you up? I don't think they're smart enough to set you up. Okay?
Then you don't know Drago.
I don't know Drago. I don't even know who Drago is. I think you're a smart individual. They've even talked about that you're smart. So I would like for you to tell me what's going on.
Jordan, sir. He's a hit me. Bro, he can get me in jail. He can get my family in jail. If I talk and I testify, he's gonna make sure my family's safe. Because he shot David Phillips. I'm not saying nothing until I know my family's safe. He told if I opened my mouth, I would be killed, and my family would be killed.
Okay.
I'm not killing. I'm a petty thief. I'm not making this up. I didn't shoot David Phillips. I was made to watch. I was told that would happen to me.
Where did you get shot at?
Twice in the head.
Okay.
You don't believe me?
I told you we've already done the autopsy.
I will take you and show you exactly how it happened. We can go right now. I will show you where I was made to stand. I will show you where he stood. I will show you where he knelt. I will show you where it all happened. Step by step. If I'm lying, forensics will prove it.
Just tell me where the two shots were at.
In the head.
In front, back, side.
I'm not making no move out.
You're fine.
Standing, watching this way. Jordan was standing here. David was like this. Because when Jordan shot him, David reached up and grabbed the gun. And Jordan shot him. David went down like this and had his face this way. And Jordan shot him again.
Jones turns this story into that Jordan Zirkle is a hitman. I didn't believe it, but the stuff that he's talking about, some of this stuff matches up, but he's just changed the people around. So my thought process here is I had transitioned over to talking about Trinity. I've got to let him at least think that I believe his story and coax him along long enough to get him to tell me the location where Trinity was murdered at.
In the beginning, this all started with another investigation about Trinity. There's a hit on Trinity. Where's Trinity's body at? Yeah. You were there for that, right?
No choice.
Okay. Where'd you guys go?
I don't know. He drove so long and so far. I was gonna die too.
What was she shot with?
Same gun.
Okay.
That's why he never let it out of his sight.
Okay.
Never.
Was she shot inside of a house, out in a field, on the side of the road?
She was shot in the back.
He's a good actor. There's no true emotion coming out of this man. He's basically trying to portray that he's been victimized somehow when he's actually the one that did all this.
Why didn't you say anything to anybody in the last week while you've been locked up? Or in the 2 weeks?
We can die.
I'm just asking what the reason was.
What? So I can get news that my kids have died? This dude ain't playing. And the only way I'm willing to talk to you is if you're willing to help me. I will give you everything. I was not allowed to leave that man's side. I've had people call my phone and threaten me that I don't even know. I didn't even know they had my phone number.
Okay. Do you have messages on your phone still with these threats and stuff like that we can look
They
at?
were calls.
Okay.
But I can show you the numbers.
Okay. All right, we'll give you his phone.
There was an interest in his cell phone. I had obtained a search warrant, but the phone was going to have a passcode on it. Ultimately, I want to get to where he unlocks that phone because I was aware of a way to access his locations on his phone through the mapping feature to figure out where he was on the night that we believe Trinity was killed. The key to finding Trinity is in that phone. I've got to get that phone unlocked.
I guess Trinity snitched on Jordan. Or Trinity had information on him.
Okay.
I didn't know Trinity. I didn't. I'd never heard of her. That can be.
Yeah, I knew she was shot in an abandoned house, but where was she shot at? Like on her body?
Man. He had a saying, one shot, one kill. Double tap to make sure they're dead. I started thinking that he was gonna kill me too.
It's a waiting game with him. Let him tell his story, make him think I believe some of it, whatever it takes to get you to unlock that phone.
What can you remember about where her body's at? Where did the murder happen? That's what I'm talking about. When I want to get closure for her family, I want them to be able to have a burial or a service or funeral or something. And we'll figure all these other details once we figure out where she's at. Yeah. Yep, we can get you a cigarette.
I had to maintain myself that I was excited that he finally unlocked this phone. So eventually when I get into the mapping function, I go back to the date that we believe Trinity was killed. The map showed him going to the south end of Anderson, which is where they picked Trinity up. Then I find that they went north to Grant County, a county north of ours. And there was a lot of mileage that was covered that day. So ultimately we then decided we were going to follow this map trail from his phone to try to find the house. At this point, take a deep breath and realize we're going to find her.
Yeah. I'm getting a cigarette over here. We're going to take a ride.
Mr. Jones, I think, was just so cocky that he thought he could outsmart us. During that time, he was still pointing fingers at Mr. Zirkle. I'm going to cooperate with you because he's the one that did it. I'm going to show you where it's at. He was like, see, I'm telling you the truth.
So then we started following the trail from his phone going north and started driving down every road they had driven down. And as we approached the house, then Daniel Jones starts screaming, "That's the house, that's the house, that's the house." We pull into the driveway, he stays in the car. Detective Wright and I then approach the house, attempt to make contact with anybody there. We find a door is open, we stick our heads inside, identify ourselves, and ultimately we see a female laying at the base of the stairs that appears to be obviously deceased.
We were confident it was Trinity Parker. She was still wearing a backpack that we knew to be hers.
Ultimately finding Trinity's body was a big accomplishment. Now we get to the end goal of we can pursue justice for her and then give closure to the family.
My stepdaughter, when she heard, she came straight to my house. She told me that they found her body. And I looked at her and I said, I don't think we're going to be able to survive this.
I was very angry. How dare somebody take the life of somebody else, you know, for nothing.
Detective Oster had been doing the interviews with Mr. Jones, and we felt that it was a good time to maybe let somebody else have a shot at him. You know, I'll be the bad guy and I'll go in and confront him with all this stuff.
All right, buddy, I'll talk to you for a bit, okay? I'm Detective Wright. Okay, I work here for the Sheriff's Department. I know you've been talking to Detective Oster, okay? I know he brought you up today, and you guys went out and we rode around for a little bit. I was out there at the other scene, so just want to talk to you.
Can't get a hold of my family.
You can't get a hold of your family? Okay. Let's go through this real quick. Well, we're all kosher, okay?
Listen, I can give you everything you need for an open and shut case. I can give you the shirt he was wearing when he killed him. Okay. I can give you the location of where everything is. The guns, everything.
Okay.
But I'm not doing it from in here.
Okay.
I can't get a hold of my family. Y'all ain't getting another word out of me.
Okay. That's totally up to you, but you're not going anywhere.
That's fine. Let a murderer get away with it.
I think we got the murderer sitting right here.
You want the shirt that he was wearing?
The shirt
with
who
the
was
brain
wearing?
matter on it? Do you want the pants with the blood stains on?
Well, do you want the videotape that we have of you walking him into the woods? Because that's all going to come out.
With him walking him into the woods?
With you? Everything you've told us up to today is bull.
Look at that camera real good.
Well, we did. We've been looking at it all day.
And we have nothing else to talk about.
Sounds good. Nope, sit down. You'll rot in prison, where you'll be after the rest of your life. Buddy, with you just been charged with 2 murders. Okay, you've been charged with both of them. Okay.
He has no remorse whatsoever. He thinks he's a bigger person because of what he's done. Daniel's the leader. I think everybody else is a follower. But these individuals together committed some horrible crimes here.
Daniel Jones should never see freedom again. I think about Trinity, and sometimes it's just like wondering what she was feeling in those last seconds of her life. And then I think about, they left her like garbage on the floor to rot. Those people had children. They had a family. They had people who loved them, and now they're gone.
The investigation continued into the following weeks. Continued to look at text messages, Facebook information. Ultimately, I found some messages that were sent between Daniel Jones and David Roberts. Roberts is the one that came forward initially to tell us about Trinity's murder.
And they're showing us the place, you know, and pop. Trinity sits down. Says, ow, 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 ow. And he shoots her again.
So, in the time frame of when this murder occurred, Jones had sent Roberts a message saying if she finds out what's going on, take her phone. Roberts had led us down this path that he was an innocent bystander in this. Then ultimately, after reading the messages, I believe Roberts knew that Trinity was going to be killed.
Because you're in custody and I'm asking questions, I have to read you what your rights are.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't want to remain silent. No, I don't want to bother you. No, I don't. No,
You know where you're at?
Yeah, I know where I'm at. Okay.
So in approaching Roberts, I'm going to try to maintain the initial friendly atmosphere of, you helped out a lot in this case. You know, you're just a witness, so that he felt calm to talk to me about everything.
So let's just briefly go back through all that stuff. So it was on the 29th of July.
Correct. All this stuff happened, yeah.
Okay. So then on the 29th, how did you come into being in contact with Daniel and Jordan?
They came and picked me up.
Well, what time of day was this?
Between lunch and dinner.
Okay. So where all did you go after that?
And let's drove around, smoked, went to the trailer, sat there for a while, talked, said something about giving me a place to stay, and I asked if my girl could come too. I told them who it was. They said yeah.
And who's that?
Trinity.
Okay. Was there any discussion with you about Trinity and some stuff she might have done? Did they ever ask you if she used to be an informant or anything like that, or? Do you not remember, or you don't? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how they would have known about Trinity.
Well, I asked them if my girl could come and give them her name.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
I'm feeling like early on in this that he thinks this is kind of dumb as to why we're even talking. I'm ready to go into the nuts and bolts as to why we're here. So I start showing him messages to refresh his memory on conversations that he had had with Daniel Jones.
8:37, he sends you a message. Says, if she catches on, take her phone. What's that about?
I don't know.
That message right there is what I need an explanation about.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Hey.
Who's he talking about if she catches on? Take her phone.
Trinity.
Okay. Why would he send you a message while she's in the car? All four of you are in the car at this point. Why would he send you a message if she catches on?
You can see an obvious change in his body posture. He sits back. He kind of slides down the seat a little bit. He takes a couple deep breaths. To me, this was, okay, here we go. He's actually going to tell me this.
I need you to be completely honest with me. Was there a plan that maybe you were not a willing participant of, that this was going to go down? Because that makes more sense than, well, they just shot her for no reason.
I'm probably going to jail anyway. Because, yeah, I knew.
Okay, did they tell you that's what was going to happen when they picked her up that night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with them. I'm in the car. They got a gun. What the hell can I do?
What did they exactly say to you before?
Said she's a CI, not to be trusted, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. And was he getting paid to do this, or?
I don't know.
Okay. So were they really walking her around through this house?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he just shot her on the stairwell. Who pulled the trigger?
Daniel.
Okay. And Jordan was downstairs with you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys had just all came downstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So getting her to go with you was all part of, because they were going to kill her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't see this twist coming in this one. All along, it was Roberts that set up his girlfriend to be murdered. He thought he was going to get away with this until we found his messages. So after this interview, Roberts is then charged with aiding in the murder of Trinity.
The uniqueness of this case stands out. We thought we were going to be arresting Daniel Jones for his involvement in these murders. And we ended up putting, 5 people in jail for murder? This is not like anything any of us has ever worked before.
Zirkle went to trial and made the argument that he was being threatened, he was being coerced. I think they came to learn that he was essentially a principal. He didn't pull the trigger, but he knew exactly what was going on.
They're humans, and I understand they have families that love them and want the best for them, but as far as I'm concerned, they don't matter. I've come to terms with it. I can't say I'll ever forgive any of them.
I didn't know anything about the people that killed Trinity until after it was all over. I find out later that Daniel Jones didn't even know her. How do you decide to kill a complete stranger? What makes you think today is the day a complete stranger is going to draw their last breath? Do I find comfort in knowing that she's at peace? No. She's not here. She was taken away, and now there's just a hole.
The only question I have is why? Why did you choose to take David's life? For him to be such a sweet, kind-hearted person who got along with everybody. They took my brother, a good friend. They took a good person out of this world that would do anything for anybody. My brother lost his life for no reason.